Either way, I think Splitgate is one of the best free multiplayer shooters you could play on Steam. It's really crazy how underrated this game is. There's only a few hundred people playing daily, and this is one of those games I can imagine a few thousand playing. With this level of polish and optimization, I just think this game needs more exposure. If there was a random flood of players playing this game, I think most of them would be satisfied. No way. It actually happened. This game actually made it. Splitgate is with the big boys now. There's a lot of people playing this game now. Like, look at these insane numbers. Maybe some of you don't understand why these numbers and this game blowing up is so mind-blowing, but hey, I love to see it. As you heard in that first clip, when I regularly played this game for almost a year, there were usually only a couple hundred people playing online. In June of 2021, this game having an average of 300 players and a peak of nearly 1,000 players was the most people on this game since it launched. Back in May of 2019, when Splitgate originally came out, there was an average of about 4,600 players and a peak of nearly 12,000. Not bad, but the next month it harshly dropped to nearly 600 players a month and a peak of 4,000 players. A pretty bad immediate fall off, but it could have been worse. Now, if we fast forward to July and early August of 2021, there's so many new players that there's not enough servers for all of us. That's just fucking crazy. Just a couple months ago, I was playing this as a casual, underrated Steam game with only a couple hundred people, but now there's so many of you that the servers don't work right. So, what happened? Well, some of this is gonna be my opinion, and some of this is gonna be based off things I know. Like, I know this game didn't just blow up based off pure luck. There's a few factors to consider. I feel like the biggest one is something I heard about a while back. It had something to do with the developers of this game receiving a bunch of money to either promote or work on the game, and I'm talking about the big boy bucks. I think it was something in the millions, but don't quote me on that. Just get a discussion going in the comments or look it up if you really want to know. But I think what they probably did with their resources of $1 million was give this game a console port, make it crossplay, have some big personalities play the game, and heavily promote it in the free-to-play section for the consoles, which all sounds very smart. With the possible exception of those last two, this game being on console obviously blew it up. I'm not entirely sure of the promotion and all that, but it definitely feels like it with how big this game is now. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a damn esports team already. Not gonna lie, the ranked scene for this game is gonna be even crazier with all these new players and new possible sweats. I would expect some crazy montages or clips for this game, but overall, I'm just more excited for the future and to see where this game goes. It really feels like this is a new era and new beginning for Splitgate. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, this game is now in beta, which I can understand given the circumstances. This game did feel very polished for only having a few hundred people online, but now they need to get everyone in here because it feels like people are mosh pitting as they wait in the queues just to play the damn game. Well, at least the game itself still feels very smooth and polished. It's just some things surrounding the game. I don't want to talk about too many problems with the game right now because I have high hopes of these problems being solved relatively soon. The developers have been communicating very well on social media and interacting with the community. But man, this is what it feels like when an indie game really makes it. Sure, there's a few problems here and there, but the game itself is genuinely good. And luckily those main problems right now aren't within the actual gameplay. This is the type of treatment an indie player like me would want for any small and good game, especially a multiplayer game. I'm sure most of you watching this video just started playing the game and can't relate with me on most of this, but for those of you who can, isn't this shit crazy? Like, I seriously can't get over it. Please leave a comment if you played this game before it blew up and how you feel about it now. I want to get some conversations going because I do mostly feel very positive about everything happening with Splitgate, but there is one thing that leaves a bad taste in my mouth, at least for now. Now, for those of us who played Splitgate for months or even years grinding the game, it seems like we don't have too much to show for it. Like, we still have most of our skins and cosmetics from before, and we can show those off, I guess, but I wish I still had my higher level, or something flashy when I'm in a lobby, or an item, or something that clearly says I'm an OG player. It also doesn't help that literally anyone can get this cosmetic in the free battle pass, spitting in the face of us longtime players. But right before I get into some new items and features, I want to tell you guys the biggest letdown in how Splitgate did me dirty. In case you guys didn't know, I did a Splitgate 50-hour review not so long ago. It performed pretty well for me, and all is good. But do you notice the thumbnail? Do you see that? What's that? It's a golden assault rifle that I had to kill 1,000 people for, and it took me about 50 hours of playtime to get. I don't have it anymore. Splitgate just said F you and took it from me. I'm actually, pretty heartbroken because not only can I not flex on people for being an OG in this game, they even stole my most prized and earned possession from me and disrespected us longtime players. Well, at least they added these cool new challenges so I can earn it back. Yeah, I'm trying to be optimistic here. They added all these new little updates and features. For one, I can just tell the main screen and even some of the loading screens are more updated. There's stuff you would expect like some new maps and I believe a new game mode. There's also a new battle pass, but this one is very different and seems like they panicked to give us anything because there's very few tiers and it's free. So I expect a regular battle pass soon. Along with that, there's also these new supply drops which I'm not sure how I feel about yet because before we had to earn everything, but I get that this game is free and that type of thing happens, as long as it doesn't get too bad. But other than the obvious, like this game now being on console and having crossplay, and disco balls are now called split coins. Good move, but I'll miss those disco balls. I'm sure I mentioned most of the new stuff, but this game just has an overall new look and vibe to it, especially if you compare it to when it first came out. After 2 years of being on PC, it's now in beta for PC and consoles, and they dropped the Arena Warfare part in the title of the game. They also changed the logo and images of this game to look dark and fit a certain look, kinda like with the new lobby screen. But they've also been visually updating the maps, guns, and overall polishing this game throughout the last couple of years. Like I said in my review, if this game had a random flood of players like it did, they would be pleased. I was right because I know a damn good game when I see one. It's just unfortunate I couldn't say the same for another game I play called Iron Sight. If that game randomly blew up, most of you would hate it. But I knew Splitgate was more deserving of this type of attention, and seeing how people are positively reacting to this game and how the developers are being very open with us, I'd say I was right, motherfucker. Actually, I'd say I was right enough where there's so many players on this game, I bet so many of them never or barely even played Halo or Portal. Although I know a ton of you are waiting for Halo Infinite, but even if you are, don't ditch this game when Infinite comes out. Maybe this doesn't have to be your main game, but I think Splitgate is worth holding on to for a while. I'm sure I'm not alone now when I say that I think this game has a very, very bright future. And I mean, that future already started. We living in the future now, bitch. Welcome to the new era of Splitgate.
Well, you just got fucking... Oh, that was you!
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out my reviews on this game if you want to see what it was like back then and my opinions on it. I uploaded my 50-hour review right before this game blew up, and all of this just blows my mind. At this rate, I'd probably expect a 100-hour review at some point, especially with me being able to play crossplay with my friends on Xbox, and maybe expect some tips videos too. While I'm shamelessly plugging everything, you should put in my referral code on Splitgate to help both of us out. Huh? What do you say? Oh, you thought I was done? I didn't even tell you to smother that like button and to fondle that subscribe button yet. Oh, and don't forget to drop a comment because I'd love to get some discussions going, and I enjoy seeing you guys talk about the games I'm interested in. Man, it's crazy how many people are interested in this game right now, and it's one of those situations where I'm glad that I enjoy playing indie games, because every now and then, a hidden gem gets the recognition it deserves, and it feels good watching the progress and seeing it all happen. But thank you guys for watching this entire video, I really, really appreciate it, and let's see where this new era of Splitgate goes from here. Peace.